Hi all, today we're looking at Thrall recruitment and how you can get followers in Conan Exiles. Whether you're planning to play Conan Exiles or just getting started, getting NPCs that become your followers is one of the game's main features. They can accompany you on your adventures to fight by your side, help you carry your plentiful loot, entertain and cleanse you from corruption, or simply aid you in your base at your crafting stations. Crafter Thralls exist for various professions and can provide bonuses to the different workbenches in-game. Additionally, with the introduction of the living settlement system, Crafter Thralls now also interact with items in your base to create a more immersive, lively atmosphere. They wander around, sit down and eat, sleep, read a book, warm their hands by the fire, or just relax. Now, when it comes to acquiring followers, you have several options. From the aggressive to the more peaceful approach, the choice is yours. We won't be going into every little detail, as this would be too much for a beginner guide, but we'll go through the basic recruitment process and all available alternatives. The Thrall Taker. Taking Thralls by force and enslaving them was the only available option for many years after the game released. It sounds pretty brutal, but hey, this is a savage world and the universe of Conan the Barbarian. Capturing Thralls the traditional way requires you to knock them out and drag them to a Wheel of Pain, where the Thrall will be broken and converted to be your follower. In order to do so, you need to unlock the Thrall Taker knowledge at level 10. This allows you to build a Wheel of Pain and craft a truncheon and bindings. You can also occasionally find truncheons and bindings as loot. Once you have built the Wheel of Pain in your base, or in one of your outposts, equip the truncheon and bindings and scout out a target. Most NPCs, no matter which tier, can be converted to a follower with the exception of bosses, traders and other NPCs with special roles. The higher the tier, the harder it will be to knock out the Thrall. You can see their concussion meter above their health bar when hitting them. However, the more you progress in game, the better truncheons and bindings you'll be able to craft. And some tools are loot as well, of course, including legendary items. Be careful when you clear an area or other NPCs nearby, as to not accidentally kill your target. Once you have knocked out your Thrall, interact with them while having the bindings equipped, and you'll see that you now can drag the unconscious NPC with you. This also works when swimming, using a mount or map rooms. However, the bindings will break if you for instance attempt to climb or use a two-handed weapon. If that happens, simply interact with the NPC again to get going. The goal is to bring the Thrall to the location where you have built your Wheel of Pain. Just a word of warning, it's possible to lose the Thrall if you spend too much time dragging them home. To avoid that, keep an eye on them, and if their concussion meter pops up again, use your truncheon to make sure it stays depleted. Now, once you have reached your Wheel of Pain, interact with it to place your Thrall into it. To start the process of converting Thralls to followers, you need to put food into the Wheel of Pain as fuel, and an easy and cheap option is gruel. The minimum time to convert a Thrall into a follower is as seen here. The time can be decreased by assigning a Taskmaster to your Wheel of Pain. And the better tier the Taskmaster is, the better is the crafting speed bonus. Once your Thrall has been converted into a follower, you can take them out of the Wheel of Pain and place them into the world. Now, let's briefly talk about items that can be used to knock out Thralls. As mentioned, you can craft, purchase and find different truncheons and bindings over time. Furthermore, there are items like weapon fittings and armor, as well as attribute points in authority that can further improve how much concussive damage you deal and how fast you knock out the Thrall. The important thing to remember is that if any weapon deals more regular damage than concussive damage, it will usually kill the target. In addition to melee weapons that deal concussive damage, there are also two ranged alternatives. The first one is blunted arrows, which can be learned at level 35. And the second one is the purple lotus orb. Throwing this orb will disperse a cloud of gas that inflicts concussive damage. However, to learn the recipe for this orb, you need to complete the Thrall Taker journey step. The journey system is a kind of in-game tutorial that guides you through the game mechanics and important elements of the game. You can access it by clicking J on PC or the respective shortcut on your controller. While it's optional, completing the Thrall Taker journey is a great way to keep track of the basics and to remind you of what needs doing. Now, let's move on to more alternatives when it comes to acquiring followers. Rescuing Thralls. If you don't like to capture Thralls the old-fashioned way, then rescuing them will get you Thralls that follow you instantly. No Wheel of Pain required. Sounds good? Well, let's first talk about how you can do it. Purge Cages. Now, this might not be something you do when starting out in the game, but once you are a little bit more established and want a bit of action or even a challenge, then you can trigger a purge to raid your base. The reason why we talk about purges is that one of the rewards you can get from them are Thralls. While this is not a full purge guide, here's how it works in a nutshell. Purges utilize the game's treasure system and are completely opt-in, so you decide if or when you want to do them. There are 10 difficulty levels depending on how much treasure you're hoarding in your coffer, and once triggered, enemy NPCs will set up a camp not far from your base and attack in multiple waves. Once every wave is defeated, you can expect to find some loot in the enemy camp, as well as cages with captured Thralls. If you open the cages, the Thralls will immediately become your followers. However, what type of followers you can find in these cages is random, so you need quite a bit of luck to find named ones or the type you're looking for. By the way, there's also a journey for defeating a purge, which rewards you with a nice looking armor set. Prisoner Cages. An easier alternative to the purge is to find prisoner cages across the world. While these are usually located in the midst of enemy camps, it's easier than defeating multiple purge waves. Simply clear the area, defeat the jailer NPC to loot a key, and rescue the poor soul. Unfortunately, here as well luck is required, as the follower type and tier is usually random, and cages can also be found empty. Make sure to check out our location guide to easily find cages. Tavern Recruitment. Now, if you absolutely don't want to fight, the game's got your back. Conan Exiles tavern system lets you recruit followers right from within your base. All you need to do is to build a tavern, recruit a barkeeper. Those can either be found in purge or prisoner cages, and wait for patrons to come visit. While many of these guests are simply for show, some of them can be recruited. There is a chance for all types and tiers to appear, and they can be recruited by spending gold coins, and the better the tier, the more expensive it will be. While it once again requires luck to find the best of the best, it's a convenient way to get followers from the safety of your base. Recruiting contacts. There's another Thrall mechanic at the tavern. Speaking to the barkeeper at your bar counter lets you purchase a selection of consumables, as well as select an enlist contacts option. This feature allows you to hire special contacts for gold, but in this case you only hire them temporarily. For now, there is only one NPC that can be hired, and that's Iskar the Sellsword. Iskar is a trader that sells useful supplies for purges and sieges. However, in order to find him in the enlist contacts menu, you need to have first found and rescued him in a purge. We have gotten him from level 2 and level 3 purges, so we presume any difficulty level has a chance. But it's not a guarantee that he is always there. If you have rescued him once, he will always be available for hire in your tavern. Purchasing Mercenaries. If you have enough gold coin at your disposal, then there's another option to purchase followers, and that's by visiting 2 NPC traders in Buccaneer Bay. The first one is Zaina. You can find her on the ground floor deck on the beach. However, this pirate merchant only sells alchemists and fighters. Most of the time you'll end up with a tier 2 or 3 alchemist or fighter, but there's also a small chance to get either a named alchemist or, when purchasing fighters, a named taskmaster. The second NPC trader is Viba Shamrock, who can be found on the top deck, just to the left of the Pirate Queen. This merchant sells archers and entertainers, and as with the other NPC trader, there's a small chance to get named Thralls here as well. Event traders. Not always available in-game, but yet another way of purchasing select followers directly from a trader are in-game events. Over time, Conan Exiles has introduced recurring events to the game, and some of them include merchants where you can trade in event currency in exchange for select named fighters, archers, as well as crafters. Being able to buy named followers directly is of course very popular. However, these events are temporary, and there's another drawback. The traders usually only offer a small selection of named followers, and which one you get is random. Companion quests. And finally, the latest addition to the game, companions. Companions are a different type of named followers that have unique perks and are fully voiced. Companions have to be acquired by completing a dedicated questline, which is unique to each of them. The good news is that these quests are repeatable and that you can have more of the same companion if you wish, as long as they are within your follower limit. Funcom has stated that new companions with new questlines will be introduced over time, so the pool of options will get bigger. And if you need help, we have complete guides for each companion on our channel. Well, this wraps up all the different ways how to acquire followers in Conan Exiles. If you'd like to see more from us and want to support our channel, please consider giving us a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe or become a member of our channel.